Everyone loves a good knockout, and MMA is no stranger to providing fans with them. The greatest thing about a knockout is it can turn a fight the other way in a blink of an eye. One punch can change history, and the ones on this list have done just that. It's not easy putting together a list of the top 10 loudest knockouts ever heard in MMA, because there have been so many memorable moments featuring fans' favorite fighters. Still, there are some that stand out above all the rest and are more significant than others. But in this video, we are going to show you top 10 loudest knockouts ever heard in MMA. So before we start the video, please consider like and subscribe to our channel for future uploads. Let's start the video. Number 10. Rashid Evans vs. Chuck Liddell. Nobody saw this one coming. It was supposed to be the fight that set up a fight between Chuck Liddell and light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin. Rashid Evans put an end to that in the second round when he landed a right hand that put the Iceman to sleep. This would be the first of 3 consecutive knockout losses for the former light heavyweight champion. Number 9. Mauricio Shogun Rua vs. Lyoto Machida. Their first fight was nothing but controversial after 5 rounds of back-and-forth mixed martial arts action that saw Lyoto Machida take a unanimous decision and extend his undefeated record. The rematch was quickly set for UFC 113 in Montreal, Canada. Rua came out with a different game plan, consisting of attacking with the hands instead of his kicks. It paid off, and he knocked Machida out halfway through the first round. Number 8. Anderson Silva vs. Vitor Belfort. It was supposed to be Anderson Silva's toughest test to date as far as striker versus striker matchups go. Vitor Belfort was coming off a long layoff, but he was also coming off a 3-fight knockout streak over Rich Franklin, Matt Lindland, and Terry Martin. Silva delivered one of the most brutal front kicks you will ever see in the very first round of the title fight, putting Belfort down and out for the first time in his career. Number 7. Mike Russo vs. Todd Duffy. This come-from-behind knockout over one of MMA's most physically imposing fighters is one of the most memorable victories ever. Mike Russo had accepted everything Todd Duffy had to offer in the first 2.5 rounds except being knocked out. In the third round, Russo connected on the undefeated heavyweight and put him to sleep. Number 6. Alistair Overeem vs. Francis Ngannou. Overeem was the fighter placed in Ngannou's path to determine if he was good enough to compete for the heavyweight title. Francis passed the test with flying colors, delivering one of the most brutal one-strike finishes in MMA history. The finish earned Ngannou Knockout of the Year honors in 2017, and it earned him a shot at Stipe Miocic and the Ultimate Fighting Championships heavyweight title. Francis lost to Stipe at UFC 220 primarily due to his inability to stop Stipe's takedowns, but came back to claim the title at UFC 260. Number 5. Chuck Liddell vs. Randy Couture. Chuck Liddell was looking to reclaim the light heavyweight title he had lost to Randy Couture 2 years before. The rematch was announced for UFC 52, which took place 1 week after the historic battle between Forrest Griffin and Stephen Barr. It only took 2 minutes before Liddell connected with his trademark right hand on Couture's shin, putting the 2-time UFC champion to sleep. Liddell would go on to knock out Randy Couture for a second time at UFC 57, but the first knockout was his biggest moment. Number 4. Makwan Amirkhani vs. Andy Ogle. In January 24, 2015, in Stockholm, Sweden, Makwan Amirkhani had a UFC debut to remember. The Finnish prospect was taking on UFC veteran Andy Ogle, who was on a 4-fight losing streak and fighting for his job. To begin the fight, Amirkhani sprinted at Ogle and landed a flying knee that wobbled the veteran. He then landed a brutal uppercut that dropped him and finished him via ground and pound only 8 seconds into the fight. The fight would also serve as Ogle's last ever professional MMA fight. Number 3. Shomi Carter vs. Matt Serra. In a fight that Matt Serra was winning decisively, Shomi Carter waited until the last 10 seconds of the fight before he threw a spinning back fist that knocked out the unbeaten fighter from New York. These types of knockouts are almost unseen in MMA, but Carter still remains to this day one of the most celebrated. Number 2. Aung La N Sang vs. Ken Hasegawa. This bout remains one of the most entertaining title clashes in ONE Championship history. The finish also earned Sang Knockout of the Year honors. It came late in the fight after both men were already exhausted from their grueling battle. Hasegawa was already cooked at that point as he stumbled around the cage, trying to put pressure on Sang. Sang used his feet to evade Hasegawa's pressure. Then he uncorked a clean uppercut with his right hand that landed flush, sending Hasegawa to the canvas and forcing the stoppage. Number 1. Yves Edwards vs. Josh Thompson. This unforgettable knockout occurred at UFC 49, an event filled with notable knockouts. Yves Edwards took on the tough lightweight fighter Josh Thompson in the first bout of the evening. Edwards had already fought professionally over 35 times, and he showed the skills he had learned and a new one: a spinning back kick, while his opponent had a clinch around his back. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching, and see you next time.